Yo, what up? What up? Another episode of Bringing the Business, man. Got BC in the house.
What's up, boy? You know this boy Nick over here. What's going on with you, man? How you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm chilling out, man. It's a cold Saturday morning. Ain't nothing going on, man. What's happening?
Man, you see, I got the glasses on today, man. I got this sty on my eye. So went to the eye doctor this week. They gonna have to do like a little smaller surgery or whatever. So for now, I got to put like the ointment on it,
Mm.
and then but the ointment kind of blurs my vision. So I got the glasses on so I can see a little bit better today. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, I'm all good. You know,
So,
normally I got the spectacles on. You know what I'm saying, I gotta let them know why I got them on today. You
that's the
know,
word, though. Hey,
man. You go ahead,
go
boy.
ahead. Go. Because I know we probably on the same
No,
page. Yeah.
yeah, I just want to pick your brain on this Chicago Bears thing. I know you're not a Chicago Bears fan, but it's kind of like the whole NFL right now is kind of in Chicago's hand right now because they got the number one pick again, back to back years. So I just want to pick your brain on what you think they should do with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people leaning one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see what you got to say on it. You in Chicago, but I know
But
you a
no,
Pittsburgh man. But
this what I would do. This what I would
mhm.
do. And just you know, again, I elaborate on my position with the Bears. Grew up a diehard Bears fan, and just over the years, just heartbreak and just what I felt was dumb decisions and wrong decisions, and even maybe some racial driven decisions and stuff like that made me step away from it. Now I don't root against them. I don't hate them or anything like that. But I just had to remove my emotional ties and everything from the, what I'm saying, from the bed. So I still pay attention to them from afar.
Right.
Um, I don't root for them. I don't necessarily root against them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But again, I pay attention to them. You know what I'm saying, from afar and everything like that. Um, Now, what I would do, uh, two things. These are my two options, right? First of all, I'm on the side that say keep Fields.
Okay.
Uh, I'm on the side that say keep Fields, right? And I think you keep him because um, you can build around him. I think because the Bears got what, the first pick and the ninth pick.
The first and the ninth or the first and the eighth, one of them. But yeah, I mean, you might be
Yeah, I
right. First and the
think it's the
first
ninth,
and
right?
yeah.
So again, going back to my team, Pittsburgh, I watched them do this last year. I watched them feel, they had picks like that. They had the first round pick, then they had two good second round picks. One of them they got from the Bears from that in that Claypool
Yeah,
trade.
yeah. Hmm.
So they filled in the holes that they had. Drafted an offensive lineman first. Drafted Jerry Porter second, solid corner. Then drafted a defensive tackle. And all three were tops and rookies this year and big
Hmm.
contributors to the team. So now, since we filled in all them holes, we're a quarterback away now. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
think Bears should take that type of approach because you got so many other holes that you got to fill. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, on the team. So I think that if you draft Caleb Williams, you kind of setting yourself back and putting yourself back in the same position that you were in a couple years ago when you drafted Justin Fields, and that you still in. So I think you take that pick and you them two picks and you fill in whatever you think is the need in the other places, and then
Okay.
you run with Justin Fields, and then you in the offseason you pick up, say some free agents and stuff like that, maybe some trades or whatever. But as far as that draft pick, I'm not really sold on Caleb Williams. Now I don't know if he's gonna be a bust, but
Hmm.
I think what you have in Justin Fields, unless Caleb is just gonna come in and light it up, because again, if he don't have the protection, if he don't have the same things that Justin don't have, well, that's I tell you, you're gonna have the same situation.
Same
And I've watched
situation.
and I've watched Caleb in college. When he get down, his body language and stuff is not. is not good. And so if you put him in a situation where he getting beat up and he's whatever like that, I'm not so sure that he gonna take that very well. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Okay.
And my second thing is, if you do want to trade him to Pittsburgh. And I'm not just no listen, I'm not just saying that because that's my team, but listen.
I just heard it. Though. I just heard it today. But go ahead. I want to hear it.
I'm gonna tell you why you trade him there. First of all, Pittsburgh need a quarterback.
Of
So
course.
that's gonna give Justin Fields a you know what I'm saying, a chance. Like, come on, I'll take him all day long. Come on. Second of all, Pittsburgh got the number 20 pick. So you trade him for that pick and they'll give you some other picks for the future or some second, third round picks or something. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So you trade him there and you get that 20th pick as well. So now you got the first pick, the ninth pick, and the 20th pick.
Okay.
And I
You
think
got to
that
give me more than that too.
that's why I say I think
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
get some second rounders or what I'm saying,
Yeah.
something like that of in there too. But I'm saying that 20th pick is what's important. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
yeah, so I think that's why you do that. I think you get that 20th pick as well. And now you got three first round picks to do whatever you need to do. So
Mm-hmm.
you draft, and now you can fill in them holes that I'm talking about. That'll help you fill in them holes a little more because you got that 20th pick as well.
So when it comes to this, me and you on the same page. I mean, I'll be honest with you and say that I didn't watch a lot of Caleb Williams games. I've seen. I'm gonna be honest and say I've never seen an entire game of his. I've seen some of his games. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like portions of it. Uh, he looked decent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he looked good. You know, I'm not gonna take nothing away from his game. He good quarterback, can scramble in the pocket, can use his legs, got a good arm, good vision. Uh, but we can say the same thing for Justin coming out of college too. You know what I'm saying? Uh, right quick, what was Justin's numbers in college? If you look them up for me, right? What was Justin's numbers? And we're gonna put him on the screen as he's talking about it to like the let's say the right of the screen. We're gonna put it to the screen.
First off, I forgot that Justin Fields started, I think, at Georgia,
Yep. He
and
was a
then
backup quarterback in Georgia.
and then he went um then he went to Ohio State. Okay,
Ohio State.
so Caleb his okay, I'm gonna give you his 3 year stats.
You gonna give me Caleb's first?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you Caleb's.
Okay, so we're gonna do Caleb first then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 years of Caleb.
Okay.
First year, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, threw for 1,900 yards, 64% completion.
Okay.
Sophomore year, 42 and 5, 42 touchdowns, 5 interceptions,
Okay.
66 percent completion, threw for
64.
4,500 yards. And
Okay.
last year, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 3,600 yards with a 68% completion. Every year his
Okay.
completion gone up, but the year he lit it up was last year, not this past season. The year before that when he won
He
Heisman.
won the Heisman, right? Yeah.
So that was the year he lit it up. Okay. Now Justin Fields,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you his 3 years. First year, like I say, he didn't play much. 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. He only threw for 320 some yards. So he didn't play much that game.
But that was Georgia though.
Right. So
Okay.
then he goes to, Ohio State. The next year, he throws for 41 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, 3,200 yards, and 67% completion. His next year, he throws for 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2,100 yards, but he only played 8 games.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, he was hurt. So those are their numbers. And like I say, with Caleb, I didn't like his body language when they were down. in a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gave me front runner vibes, or it kind of gave me like prima donna, or what I'm saying, those type of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the man can play ball. You know, uh, but yeah, I'm just not totally sold on
I'm not so I'm with you where I would go. I would stay Justin. I would fortify that offensive line. Now you got a hole in the safety because they just let go
Eddie
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 Jo-
Jackson.
Eddie Jackson. I'm sorry. They just let him go. I know why they let him go because they got to sign Jalen Johnson to a deal. They also let go. He's a long snapper. They let him go. Patrick something. I can't think his name right now. They let him go. Uh, so we got some holes to fill. Now honestly, even if we were to package that, so we keep Justin, which is what I say we should do, I would still trade down. I wouldn't trade too far down because I want Marvin Harrison Jr. That's who I want. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like you got a threat of DJ Moore. Cole Kmet has stepped up to show you that he's a
Yeah,
viable tight end. Pretty much catch everything you throw to him. You get Marvin Harrison Jr. Possibly, you keep Darnell Mooney as a nice little slot receiver. You know what I'm saying? We got the weapons. Now we just need. Now you can get a decent runner because running backs ain't really going in the first round like that. You could probably get you a decent running back second or third round. You know what I'm saying? And you get a decent running back. You fortify the offensive line. Defense showed that we was pretty damn good. We was one of the top defenses in the league. And I'm saying we because I am a Chicago Bears fan. So we was one of the top defenses in the league once Sweat got there. Once Sweat got there, it kind of changed a lot. Uh, I say we build around Justin. I want Marvin Harrison Jr. So would I trade down? I would trade down. I'm not trading too far down though, because he gonna be gone. Now,
well, if
maybe
that's just who you want, just get him with the number one pick.
or you can get it with the number one pick.
If that's just who you want,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, go get who you want. If you think he's that much of a game changer and he's that much of you know, a piece that you need, go get. Because how sometimes they be like, draft the best player available
hmm
opposed to what you need. I mean, if that's just what you want, go get him.
but I think that it's a need, and he's probably the best player available.
Now, let me ask you a question. Going back to Caleb, right?
hmm
How much stock do you put in, like looking at uh, uh okay, let me see how to put this. For years they said stuff like uh Ohio State quarterbacks don't do well in the league, right?
hmm
Until Justin is struggling. I do a lot of it to his circumstances, but he's struggling. But CJ Stroud just came in, and he can kind of change that narrative, or he can be one of the Ohio State quarterbacks to actually thrive.
Right.
So I'm asking, how much stock do you put in people saying stuff like that? Because, and I'm now speaking of Caleb, because I looked at the quarterbacks that came out of USC.
Name something for me because I'm
Matt Leinart,
yeah,
Matt Barkley,
yeah,
Carson Palmer.
yeah.
I'll take
He had a solid career.
um, John David Booty. Remember him?
Yeah,
Mark Sanchez, Matt Castle had a couple good years. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah, Brady one of them years or whatever, but he
right.
ain't. Rodney Pete. Rodney Pete. He ain't really on nothing. And then a lot of other guys from the '70s and all that. Um, Doug Flutie, and uh, Vince Evans. I think Vince Evans played for the Bears for
I wanna
season.
I wanna say you're right.
But you see what I'm saying? Like all these USC quarterbacks light it up over there in a conference and get to the league and don't be shit.
Right.
So how much stock do you put in in that, or is it is
I just think got to do with a player thing, or you know what? I'm not going to even say that. I'm gonna say when it comes to sports, I think it's all about what the organization is able to put around you and able to center around your game.
So are you
So
telling me all these players went to organizations that didn't do that? All of them
I
happened to
mean,
go to.
no, I'm not gonna say all of them. Some of them was just wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? But some of them just wasn't good. I'm just saying I can't say I could contribute that to every quarterback though. Just because you came from a specific school, I can't say that for every quarterback. Now some quarterbacks just was good college quarterbacks, and then when they got to the league, it's so much more information in NFL, and you got to process so much so fast, you know, opposed to college. So I
But do
mean
you
that's a
believe?
factor.
But do you believe in like conferences in college being watered down, or the defensive conferences not being that good, and that contributes to these players
Yes,
in different places playing?
yes,
I do too.
yes. Because you got to look at it like this, like it's a recruiting thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're gonna get some schools who get the elite players and elite defenses and stuff like that, and then you're gonna get some, that don't. So you got to play. You just got to play up against who step out on the field with you. Now NFL, you're getting the best of the best every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? That's a big difference. That's a huge difference. But like you said, though, to dispel that notion on an Ohio State quarterback, you got C.J. Stroud, who
Right.
came in rookie year and got the offensive rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that you could put that on Justin because I think that's unfair because of the situation he's been put in. His first
Mhm.
what 3 years in the league. It's been unfair. He
But
got
but
three different
but if
offensive
you think
coordinators.
about it though, like where is these other Ohio State quarterbacks that were great in college and get to the
Yeah.
league? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold
Hmm.
on, let me see some of them. Okay, Ohio State quarterbacks. And I'm not gonna even go all the way back to the old. I'm gonna go recent history.
Yeah.
Troy Smith, remember him?
I remember him.
Terrell Pryor,
Yeah.
um, Braxton Miller.
Yeah.
And these was just some of them that was drafted in recent history.
Yeah. Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. And they
Yeah.
lit it up. They lit it up in college in Ohio State.
Yeah. 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 I think Pryor played for the Raiders for a while.
Yeah,
Braxton Miller, I can't even tell you what Braxton Miller where he played at. I know he got drafted though, but I mean, yeah, I don't even know.
yeah. Pryor was with the Raiders. Who you just say?
Braxton
Um,
Miller.
Braxton Miller. Trying to see where he actually played at. Like I say, these are guys who lit it up,
Yeah.
and then got to the league and was horrible. So Cardale
But
Jones, remember him?
yeah, I wasn't really counting him though because I don't, yeah. My thing. I'll say this about Terrell Pryor. I think the biggest mistake you can do with an athlete is try to turn him into something else. Lamar Jackson has had the blessing of being in an organization where they centered the offense around his
His
skills.
strength. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Now the problem is you get these dual threat quarterbacks and they try to make them pocket passes. You know what I
and
mean?
see that was and I know that's not really what we're talking about right now, but that's why they just lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, Yeah,
And
exactly.
in a situation like that, you just got to let him do him.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
this
agree
what
with
got us here. This what got us here. Hey, man, just go out there and be Lamar. Don't try to be Patrick Mahomes and sit in the pocket with him. Go out there and be Lamar Jackson.
you. And so you know when Justin fractured his thumb, so he was out for about like 4 games, I believe it was,
Uh-huh.
after he fractured his thumb. When he came back, he when he came back, he was a lot better quarterback.
What do you contribute that to? Was that he was
He was
able to
using his
sit
feet
back?
more. No, he was using his feet more. He was playing more of his game when he got back. I believe those first games, he's trying to sit in the pocket, show people I can sit in the pocket, go through my progressions and all that. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine. I'm not
Yeah, I
knocking
was
him.
just
You
gonna
should do
say
that.
you do gotta learn that too.
Mhm.
Like you do have to learn, how to
Yeah,
play quarterback. And you have to learn it to be able to win, and you have to learn it because your athleticism ain't gonna stay the same over all these years. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, go through some injuries and stuff like that, you ain't gonna be able to rely on your athleticism as much as you
yeah,
did in the past. So you have to learn that. But um, yeah, sometimes you got what you got the athleticism for. Like
right.
Lamar was supposed to. I hate to keep going back to that. He was supposed to go Lamar crazy. Like he was
Yeah,
supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? Go
yeah,
ham like on some Lamar shit.
yeah, for
And
sure.
like you say, Justin has the abilities to do so as well. I'm not saying he's a
Hmm.
Jackson, but he has the skill set of a Lamar Jackson or what I'm saying, stuff like that. So
Yeah,
you have to allow him to use his legs. And that's one thing I believe that if he did go to Pittsburgh, they would allow him to do so because
yeah,
we got some young weapons as well. And I just think it'll be like some fun football to watch and some, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't your typical Pittsburgh Steelers style of football, but I think it would work well with the players that you already have there.
yeah. I mean, and that's the type of style that Chicago would have to implement in order for him to be successful in Chicago. So you got to have a good offensive line. You got to do the RPOs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have a good run game. And you got to have weapons as far as like your receiver core, your tight end, stuff like that, which I believe they will have, especially if you draft Marvin Harrison. You
Mm-hmm.
will have the weapons. You know, uh, I think it'd be a big mistake for them to trade him off. Now, for another team like a Pittsburgh or Atlanta who got, good run game, stuff like that, he gonna flourish. And we talking about this, I hate to say it, but as a Chicago Bears fan, they probably gonna fuck it up. Because history has shown that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm wrong in my assessment of that, but that's what history shows.
Yeah.
They gonna overthink it. They gonna trade them. Of course you can get picks and all that shit, but you're gonna trade them. You're gonna get somebody unproven
And you got to pretty much start over.
and start all over again.
And that's like the story of our fucking life, man. Like we always in rebuild mode or starting over with from this or like we all that's been the history of Bears since I can remember. Like we
Yeah,
like, and I like they be there, like take 3 steps forward and then take 4 steps back type of shit.
yeah, yeah. Because you gotta look at it like this. When we went to the Super Bowl and what was that, '06?
Yeah.
We was a quarterback away from winning Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We had Rex Grossman and we made it to the Super Bowl. Imagine us with an actual Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, we made some defensive fuck ups in the Super Bowl that cost us the game and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we was a
So
super.
did the coach.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's like we a Super Bowl. We was a Super Bowl quarterback from. So, but they it seemed like they started to try to dismantle the shit after that. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, okay, what are you doing? We just went to the Super Bowl. Then not too long after that, you fire a coach who had a winning season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
And then what happened? Like, what was that? 18 when he went to the playoffs and played. I think they played. He got beat by the Eagles. I think.
I want to say yeah,
Like, how did you go so far back from that team? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you build on that?
because I think they overthink shit, and it's like, okay, you not that far away. Stop trying to strip everything down, and you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I mean, that's what Chicago Bears do. I hate to say it because I mean, I watch them religiously and I root for them religiously. I want them to be successful,
Because
but
that year, I'm looking at that now. That year, the
mm,
Bears was 12-4.
that's with Jay, right? No, no, that was with
That
Mitch.
was Trubisky. That was
Yeah,
Trubisky.
that's Mitch. I'm like, my bad. I'm going too far back. Yeah, that's Mitch.
Yeah, it's 12-4, right? So then
hmm
the next season you dropped to 8-8.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm not. People like to shit on Mitch Trubisky. I'm gonna say this. He wasn't allowed to play his game either. He was a scrambling quarterback. He used his legs. He was better throwing the ball off the run than sitting in the pocket trying to be a pocket passer. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was. Now, when he that next year, he came back. He was trying to prove to everybody, I'm a pocket passer. I can do this. I can do that. He sat in the pocket, got his ass ate up. Got his ass ate up. Our offensive line has always been trash. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I can't remember the last time we had a good fucking offensive line. It's always been trash. We had a couple Pro Bowlers on there, like a Olin Krutz and shit like that. The
Big cat back in the day.
the what's his name? Chris Long. Is it Chris Long? Whatever his the other, not
Yeah,
Chris Long, but the other Long.
yeah.
Had him on there. He had a Pro Bowl offensive line, but we've never had a solid offensive line that we could brag about. It's always been trash. Our quarterbacks has always been getting their ass toe up in that motherfucking that pocket.
That's Cal. That's Cal Long.
Cal on right, Cal. Yeah. Chris Long was the he played defense. Both of them product of Howie Long, the great Howie Long from the Raiders. Um, yeah, man. So I mean, like I said, I think it would be a big mistake to trade them because, like you said, they'd be starting all over again. Uh, I want picks. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind getting picks, but like you just said, if he's the best player available and you in the risk of losing that player because you're trying to draft down, fuck it, just pick a number one. You could always trade
Right.
the number nine. You can always
Because
trade
if
the
you
number
if
nine and
you
get multiple
feel that
picks.
he's that game changer and he's that, like, especially if you keep Fields, I think that's what you do. You draft Harrison with the number one pick if that's who you want.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because if you keep in Fields, you ain't got to worry about the quarterback that you want being off the board
right.
with, which is Caleb or that Drake May
Drake
from
May. Yeah,
from Carolina or whatever. But
yeah.
I think that's what you do if you're keeping your quarterback. If you're keeping your quarterback in Fields, then you go ahead and get Marvin Harrison with that number one pick.
So do you trade the number nine and you try to get multiples, or you just start to fortify that? Because I mean, you still need draft picks. I'm not sure how many draft picks they have this year. I don't want to lie and say I know they got multiple or this or that. But do
Yeah, because
you?
if you could get now, if you could trade that number nine and get a later first round pick and a second round pick or something like that, then I think you do that
Okay.
because you can still find quality players in the 20s, you know what I'm saying, or and then early first round. Again, Pittsburgh found Joey Porter in the second round off that Claypool pick
hmm
trade. You know what I'm saying? So it's good quality players in the second round of the draft. You know what I'm saying? So I think you it wouldn't be so bad to trade that number nine pick, especially if it's not. a certain player that you want at that slot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on
Like
the board at that slot. Yeah.
if it ain't a must have that you gotta have that's at that slot, then I think you could trade that pick and you know what I'm saying, get you multiple picks for that. But like you say, I think somehow they're gonna botch it. And think about this. Um, when they drafted Trubisky, right? The obvious pick at that time was Deshaun Watson due to
Yeah,
what
obvious.
he did in college. And I know now he's hurt
Obvious.
and he had a little couple issues, but before all that, that man was playing great football from the quarterback position, right?
Yes.
That was the obvious pick. But they picked Trubisky, which had only played so many games in college
Like 14 or something like that.
in that weak ass conference. You know what I'm saying?
Was it?
So
Was it
like,
ACC?
yeah,
Is it North Carolina
he
ACC?
went
Yeah.
to North Carolina. Yeah. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell did you see in that pick, right? So another
Yeah, he's a
thing,
white boy.
exactly. So another thing, for the people that say nobody saw this from Patrick Mahomes, right? You know what I'm saying? But this is my problem too, and I agree with that. Nobody saw this from Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? I can say that, right? But Kansas City did, obviously, or they saw something in him to
Mm-hmm.
draft him, right? Why is it the Bears never had that scout team to find that diamond in the rough?
I
You know,
know. I
like,
know.
okay, why it couldn't have been us? Why we couldn't have found that diamond in the rough?
Right.
Or why they
We
found it? You know what I'm
we
saying?
we'd have fucked it up though. I think we got Pat Mahomes. We'd have fucked it up. I hate to say it.
We wouldn't have put the
I
right
think.
thing around them.
Yep. Because I think the reason why, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think he's a great quarterback. But I think the reason why he's a great quarterback because he sat behind Alex Smith. He learned how to be an NFL quarterback by sitting. You know what I'm saying? Then let's keep it real. You got a great offensive mind in Andy Reid, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So when you have that at your disposal, that's teaching you the game at a whole nother level. And you already got the talent though. The physical talent you have, but you got somebody to teach you the game. Yeah, I tell people this all the time. When somebody teach you the game the right way, the game is so slow for you but fast for everybody else.
yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? And that's one thing Tom Brady was saying. I just listened to his podcast. You know, he got a podcast. It's called Let's Go. Dude, he was saying quarterbacks now are not playing chess. The offensive coordinators are trying to play chess, but the quarterback's not playing chess. The quarterbacks are just getting the plays and just running the plays. And then what they do is, if the play break down, they running and doing this, whatever. And we say like, oh man, that's a great play, man. He got 15 yards off a broken play. Tom Brady, like, if you if an offensive coordinator bring in your best man coverage because you think on third and whatever they're gonna play man. So what happens if you go out there and third down, and they playing zone, and you know that play ain't gonna work. So then once he snapped the ball and it don't work, and he take off and get 15 yards, Tom Brady like, yeah, it's a great play, but he said, I'm thinking, why did he even snap the ball?
Right.
Because he saw that it was cover two and it wasn't man. So automatically you should say, I got to check to my best cover two package.
But how many times do you hear people saying that this quarterback such and such is struggling with reading defenses?
A lot,
You know what I'm saying? Now they
a lot.
struggle with actually reading the defense.
Yeah. But it has to be taught though. You know what I'm saying? And that has to be taught because you can't, like you just said earlier, you can't rely off of athleticism your whole career. You have to know the game. You
So
have to
that's
know what
that's
defense in front of you.
so that's film work.
That's still work. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
film work. How much? Okay, obviously it's film work and it's coaching. How much is natural ability though? How much is it like for instance, you probably couldn't have put every quarterback in Peyton Manning's situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But Peyton was so smart, in a lot of ways to be able to call, see what's going
Mm-hmm.
on. the Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers, the now we see Mahomes and people like that. Some of that is their natural something, though, ain't it?
I'll put it to you like this. This is how I can say it to you. When you first started, when you was working at the senior living facility, right? When you first started, you didn't know all the ins and outs of that. You got in there and you know what I'm saying. But after a couple of years, you could call out this without even, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
It just certain things you knew because you was in that particular system for so long that when certain things happen, I was on the phone with you. Certain things happen, you like, okay, Nick, I gotta do this, and you make sure this happen, make sure that happen. You know what I'm saying? Because after so long, if you good at what you do and you in that system, the knowledge is gonna come. You
Okay,
know what I'm
so why
saying?
don't it come for others?
I mean, because they're not putting in the work. Think about this. Do you feel like you was putting in the work to be able to know what you knew?
Most definitely. But look at
Exactly.
this though. Look at this. You got some corners, right? Cornerbacks that just got some instinct on
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah.
And I do agree that a
Hmm.
lot of it is film and what you
Hmm.
learn from the coaching or whatever. But some of them, you hear people say, man, he just got a knack for that ball. Or he,
Hmm.
like I know he's not a corner, he's a safety, but like Ed Reed, he just found that ball, bro. You know what I'm
Hold
saying?
on. Wait a minute though. Ed Reed would tell you along with Ray Lewis, they watched a shitload of film, B.
Okay. Yeah.
They watched a shitload of film. Ray Lewis would tell you they watched so much film that when certain plays happen, they knew that shit was gonna happen. They knew it. So even when you tried to set them up, they was like, okay, they're gonna try to come back to that later. And when they tried to come back to that shit later, they knew it because they sat and watched film so fucking much. Now, don't get me wrong. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis are great football players, great natural ability, but it's that film work, B. I tell people that shit all the time. You could be a good athlete, have all the instincts in the world, but imagine how slow the game gets for you
If
when
you
you
if you
absolutely
study it.
know. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this. If I know, if say if we playing basketball and I'm constantly playing against Piper, if I know what your move is, no matter how fast you do, it's gonna be slow to me because I know B gonna go to the right. He gonna try to bag me down. He gonna do the fake and then try to go this way. I know it. I know it. So why you think you're doing something? As soon as you turn right, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. It seems fast to you while you doing it, but to me it's slow as fuck because I know what you're gonna do already.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not taking nothing away from natural
Like,
God
okay,
given ability.
take a peanut Tillman.
Hmm.
I don't think that punching the ball out thing came from film.
I think it came from practice.
Right. And I think that was
Yeah.
just that was something he came up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he had a knack for doing it.
But he had a knack for doing it because he practiced it.
Yeah.
Think about this. Steph Curry got a knack for shooting because he got a natural ability of shooting, but he also shoot so much. And think about this. Do you think Steph Curry right now can walk into an NBA game without coming and warm up hours before the game? You know what I'm saying? Without doing form shooting before the game like he do every day, and come up and put up 50 points, 30 points? No,
No.
no. It's not going to happen. It's about your work ethic, your practice level of, you know what I'm saying, and the importance that you put into practice that makes you great. Peanut Tillman mastered the peanut punch because he practiced that shit religiously. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that we have to put out here on our podcast and let people know, and these kids know that you ain't gonna be great without doing great things. You're not gonna be great without practicing great or without, you know what I'm saying, having habits of doing this stuff.
But
You may see it on TV, but
we preach that even when we coaching. You
yeah,
you you supposed to practice harder than you play in the, you know what I'm saying? Like if you practice hard and you go hard in practice, the game is easier.
exactly.
So that obviously that's something that we preach to our kids when they come, or we say you practice how you play. Some
Yeah,
people think you could just breeze through practice and it just click in the game, and that's not usually how that goes.
no. You know, a lot of things is muscle memory. And I
Most
tell
definitely.
kids this all the time. When we get up in the morning and we put our feet on the ground, we ain't thinking about I gotta walk to the bathroom. You just gonna get up and walk. It's muscle memory. You've been trained since a baby when you first started walking to now. It's just like well, it is what it is. And if you train like that, that's how you're gonna be. Catching the ball
Mhm.
gonna be like nothing because guess what? I catch 1,000 balls a day. You know what I'm saying? Running a specific route a certain way is gonna be second nature to you because I practice this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's no hard formula to being successful. You know what I'm saying? Other than repetition and consistency.
Right. Put the work in.
That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But man, we hey, we talking about all all other shit. But I
Right.
mean, it is what it is, man. You know how we do.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah. So we'll look up and see what these Bears gonna do, man. It could be a lot of changes. You know, from now to April.
Yeah,
A lot of changes from there. Um, and it just we got to factor in what these other teams gonna do. So that's another thing. We just gonna pay attention to the teams around us as well
yeah,
and see
yeah.
the what the news is or what's expected of some of these other teams because obviously that'll play a big part in whatever decision that the Bears decide to make. So,
True, true.
all
Yeah.
right, man. So another episode of Bringing the Business, man. Go ahead and close us out, Nick.
Man, you know where you can find us at, man. We on YouTube, Facebook. Man, hit that subscribe button, man, and follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok. Uh, man, hey, we here, man. You know, we gonna try to keep growing and coming, man. All
For sure, for sure. All right, Dennis.
right, well, I'll let you, man.